Bruce with another astralbob.com video. We've been a little bit busy the last couple of weeks finishing off the wonderful new Astral Projection Mastery course, which was launched a week ago, and now we're getting back into producing more astralbob.com videos for the video blog. We just didn't have any time available to do anything like that, so forgive us please for neglecting this site for a couple of weeks. The Astral Projection Mastery course is now available, and if you're watching this you may have seen the promotion for it. And what this is a subscription course. We've got about 20 videos on there or so, and you get a lifetime access to the members area. And this is not a static course, it's an evolving course. So with a lifetime subscription to the Astral Projection Mastery course, you get lifetime access to the updates, and we are committed to continuing to evolve this course. So you can expect new videos to appear, enhancements to the videos. We'll be adding illustrations, artwork, and animations as well, and as well as including new content, new videos, as new techniques and methods and thinking come to hand, anything that will help with astral projection. And this comes with a lifetime commitment from me to continue to evolve that course, so it's great value. This video I want to talk about the one of the main vision problems that you will have during real-time astral projection particularly, and this comes from what I call spherical vision. Now, when you have a real-time projection and you're out of your body in the real-time zone, you do not have physical eyes per se, you do not have a physical body per se. If you look for any part of your body, your mind will create it for you, the illusion of that. You project an illusion of a physical body because you have a lifetime's habit of having one. So in a way you've created a thought form, or like an egregore body, but you are just actually a point of consciousness. Now, vision is also constricted by the physical body, and normally you have a 220 degree field of vision. If you look at how far you can see to the edge of your peripheral vision, that's all you can normally see, and you have an addiction to that, and to physical sight, to visual sight as well. Now, in the out-of-body state, you don't have eyes, and you actually have 360 degree vision, but the mind limits that to 220 degrees, just like in normal physical body sight, because that's what we're used to, and that's what the sight center of your brain is used to translating and working with. However, being a point of consciousness and having this 220 degrees vision in the real-time astral causes some built-in problems. And one of those is that if you decide to turn around and look the other way, you don't actually turn because you don't have a physical body. You are just a minute point of consciousness, an energy reflection which has been projected out of your physical body mind, and that perceives itself to have a body, but you don't really have one. So when you go to turn, this tiny point of consciousness just changes its perception, and you literally, instead of doing this, which is to turn normally, you turn and you see everything changing as you move around, to turn the other way 180 degrees, or coming this way, what happens is you actually go from perceiving in this direction into suddenly perceiving in the other direction. There's no turning involved. You just change. It's like almost having a camera pointing to the front and one to the rear, and you just change the view to the rear. So what happens if you go to turn in the astral, and unless you do it very deliberately, you can turn deliberately if you're watching everything moving as you turn. But if you don't think of doing things deliberately, you will just turn. Basically turning inside out, and your vision just reverses and you don't notice it. But what the effect this has on the, you could say the real time around you is you could, for example, be facing this way in your house, and let's say there was a window to your left and a bookcase to your right, and ahead of you there is an air conditioner, and behind you is a green screen. Now if you turn without consciously turning, so you see yourself moving, you're like tracking the content of the room as you move. If you forget that and just go to turn the other way, what will happen is all of a sudden you're facing that way, and instead of the window being on your right when you're facing the other way, as it would if you turn normally, and the bookcase being on your left, you'll find the opposite effect has. You turn inside out, and then you'll find the bookcase is still on your right when you're facing this way, and the window is still on your left. Now, your mind, the creative part of your subconscious mind, can't accept this change, so what it does, it creates. It's a very powerful creator, and you're in a fluid dimension. Even though the real-time zone is closer to the physical universe, you're in a very fluid environment. You can create things, and the subconscious mind and your higher self is much more powerful at creating than you are with your normal conscious mind. So as you turn, it instantly creates the window on the other side and the bookcase on the other side, where it isn't naturally there. Now once it's there, it generally stays there. And so you can come out of your body, and you may at some point in the first 10-20 seconds of your OBE have turned around and looked the other way without noticing you've reversed. And next minute you'll find you've got the doors are on the wrong side of the house, the windows are in the wrong place, and your furniture's in different places. Everything's reversed. And you may reverse more than once. You may reverse in this direction, and then you may reverse in that direction. So the walls and doors and contents of your room can get rearranged. Now this isn't a bad thing, it's just a complication of consciousness while you're having real-time astral projection. This is less noticeable, it's not such a problem in the astral planes and astral realms. It only mainly applies to the 99% applies to the real-time zone and real-time astral projection. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, if you get walls and doors and furniture in different places, it doesn't mean that you're dreaming or making it up. It's caused by vision reversal and various other complexities of astral projection. By projecting a physical body and mind which is trying to know gravity is a complication. Visual sight is a complication. These don't apply to the projected astral double, but they still affect your mind. Gravity is a good example for that. Even though gravity doesn't affect you because you're just a point of consciousness, you'll find yourself still bound to the ground. And you may have to work at moving, and you may have to work at flying. And typically when you first start flying, you will get up in the air and then you will sink back down again. You may fall even. It won't hurt you. You're a point of consciousness. So these things, I call that the gravity habit, because it's a habit that makes us fall and stops us from floating and moving in any direction we want to. Because the habits of our mind and our body hold us back, and they affect us during the astral projected state. So if you get your furniture and your windows and doors jumbled up during an apparently real-time OBE, don't worry about it. Work it out as best you can. If in doubt, leave the house and re-enter it. When you re-enter it, you will usually find that if you come back through your front door or a known entry or wall, you will find everything is back to normal again, and it's not a problem. It's nothing dangerous about it. It can be a little bit confusing, that's all, and it might make you think that you're in a dream rather than in an astral projection. Now, if you're in a real-time astral projection, a very sure test of this is to look at your hands. If you are in a real-time OB and you look at your hands, they will melt rapidly. In like 2 or 3 seconds, like white snow under a blowtorch, it'll rapidly melt down to a stumpy wrist. It looks like wax has melted. And it's an amazing phenomenon, worth looking at. It won't hurt you. Now, if you look away and look back again at your hands, you'll find they'll melt. They may even look a bit different because your subconscious mind is trying to deal with being in an OBE state in a fluid environment. And there are complications of consciousness which cause some weird things to happen. If you look down at your feet, for example, and look at them, you will usually see them, but they'll often look different. You know, you may or may not be wearing clothes or shoes and things like that. Now, another complication of consciousness for the real-time zone is furniture. You may find, as I said, your furniture is rearranged from the vision reversal effect, but you may also find there's furniture there that you don't have, or some of your furniture is missing. We have to sort of make a logical guess at why this happens, and I think this is because it could be a bleed through from another reality, from an astral reality, an astral plane or realm, could be bleeding through. It could be something from the future. There could be an intention there. Maybe in a year or so's time somebody else is going to move into your house and you'll be moving elsewhere, and that person is already, you could say, creating their, where they will be in a year's time could be affecting the house you're in now, and their furniture starts appearing there the closer they get in time to moving into your house. They may not know they're going to move, you may not know you're going to move, but the intention through the manifestation process and the law of attraction, some parts of your life kind of get mapped out into the future, and this can affect the real-time astral environment. Now, also you can find that furniture could be left over from previous people who lived in the house you're now living in. It may be a past tenant, and the thought forms of the furniture and that could have become quite enduring, and therefore they last. I mean, thought form will last as long as the amount of energy and attention you put into creating it. Now, even if you don't intend to create it, it's like your body. As I said, you create a thought form, like a living egregore thought form over a period of time by living in your body and becoming so used to it that you just create this because you expect it to be there, and you put quite a lot of energy into this, so it endures. Now, the same with furniture and other things in a house around you. They become very strong in your consciousness, and they generate, you could say, like a shadow, a reflection of a thought form. And when you move that, or you move house or rearrange the house, you might find, for example, if you've had your couch on the right of your dining room or your living area for a few years, and then you decide to rearrange the room and you move it on the left-hand side, you come out even months later and have an astral projection in real time and go through that area, you may find the couch is where it's always been on the right. But you look over the left there and you'll see another couch there. So you've got two couches. Another complication of consciousness. Now, some of these things are amusing, and but don't take it the wrong way. It doesn't mean that you're in what I used to call the Alice in Wonderland effect, or that you're dreaming. It is like an Alice in Wonderland effect, where you just have to make do with what you find around you and make the best of it, and don't be overly concerned with it. Just know, oh, we've got two couches now. It's like, but knowing that the couch could have moved because of vision reversal, or because of it's been in another position for some time, it's created a thought form shadow, or you might find it in another position because you don't know it yet, but in a couple of months' time you are going to rearrange your rooms, and you might move the couch into another room even, and you may move you may change your living area for your dining area, and so furniture will appear in odd places. Similar to windows and doors can rearrange themselves during the course of an astral projection in real time. And all of these things are quite natural. They take a bit of getting used to, but it doesn't mean that you're dreaming or making this up or it's in your imagination. Just look at your hands and you'll see. If they melt, you are, it's like 99% sure you're in real time. Even though the dream mind, if you are actually in a dream, can recreate that phenomena of the melting hands if you are expecting it or half expecting it. Like now I've told you that if you have a lucid dream which is recreating an astral projection exit into real time, which sometimes happens, it will recreate that, but it will be a bit different. If you play with that and repeat it, it'll start to break down in a dream state. But in real time, if you do that a few times, it'll usually do the same thing. It will also often, when you look at your hands during a real-time OBE, will sometimes shift you to another reality. It might shift you into an astral realm or an astral plane. Or if you're in a lucid dream or in an astral plane, looking at your hands will often cause a reality shift. It can shift you to another realm, another plane. It may shift you back into real time again. And in that respect, it's a useful tool to look at your hands every now and then. And we find if you glance at them briefly, just have a very quick, tenth of a second look at them and look away, not long enough for them to melt, but it's enough to cause a little bit of a shock wave between you and your physical body mind, which tends to stabilise your projection so you don't get so many reality fluctuations. And it stabilises your astral projected double, and it seems to help to keep your physical body mind slightly more awake, so you keep that magic window that allows you to exit your body and to re-enter it and capture the memories. It seems to keep that open a little bit longer, and you can extend an astral projection time out of body by doing that, and also by doing a running commentary. That's another technique. As you go through your house in real time, you do a running commentary. You say, well, we've got 2 couches here. Don't look at anything for long, just note it and pass on, because if you look at something, it will tend to morph. So do a running commentary, keep speaking. That will solidify your projection and help to keep it more memorable and more solid. And if you move into another room, so I'm going through the archway now. Now I'm in the kitchen, and just a running commentary as if you're commenting on a video of you doing that while you're projecting. And that also helps to solidify the memory, so that when you decide to dive back in your body, shouting your keywords passionately, highly recommended, to strengthen that memory so that you can remember it, you will have more chance of capturing the memory of that. Anyway, that's enough now. I'll talk more on this later, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.